Good morning, grading learners. Welcome back to another episode of Valenzuela Facebook Live Science Night, where learning is fun. This is Ma'am Diane T. Emil from Landay National High School, your live streaming teacher for today. Before we start, keep in mind the following reminders. Focus and participate. Use the comment section properly and respect one another. Kindly prepare your Science 9 module and pen now. So, are you now ready? I'm going to ask you some questions and all you have to do is to choose the letter of the correct answer. First number, what group of stars can be found in large groups throughout the universe? A. Comets, B. Asteroids, C. Constellations, D. Solar System. You have 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Your time starts now. Time is up. If your answer is C, you are correct. Next, number 2. Which constellation is prominently seen in the sky during summer? A. Virgo, B. Orion, C. Pegasus, or D. Hercules. You have 10 seconds to type your answers on your comment section. Your time starts now. Time is up. If your answer is D, you are correct. Number 3. If you are located at North Pole, where do you see the polaris? A. Overhead, B. Just above the horizon, C. Around 45 degrees from the horizon, or D. Polaris will not be seen in the North Pole. Your time starts now. Time is up. If your answer is A, you are correct. Number 4. How many constellations do the International Astronomical Union currently recognize? A. 22, B. 44, C. 68, or D. 88. You have 10 seconds to type your answer on the comment section. Your time starts now. Time is up. If your answer is D, you are correct. And for the last number, the following constellation can be seen in the northern hemisphere except A. Crux, B. Cassiopeia, C. Ursa Major, D. Ursa Minor. You have 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Your time starts now. Time is up. If your answer is A, you are correct. Good job, learners. Now we are able to recall. Let me share to you our focus on this episode. We are now in the 8th week of quarter 9 for Science 9 module. In this episode, you are expected to first describe and identify some constellations observed in the northern and southern hemisphere. 2. Locate some star clusters and identify some bright stars in the constellations. And the third one is describe the position of a constellation in the course of night. Let's have first a trivia game. So all you need to do is to complete the word. First, which color is the hottest? You have 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Your time starts now. Time's up. If your answer is blue, you are correct. Number 2, what is the nearest star to Earth? You have 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Your time starts now. Time is up. If your answer is Sun, you are correct. For number 3, what is the group of stars that can be found in the universe? You have 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Your time starts now. Time is up. If your answer is constellation, you are correct. For number 4, based on apparent magnitude, which star is the brightest? You have 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Your time starts now. Time is up. If your answer is Sirius, you are correct. And for the last number, the size of the sun is categorized as blank. You have 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Your time starts now. Time is up. If your answer is dwarf, you are correct. Congratulations, learners. It seems to me that you have knowledge about this matter, for you were able to answer all the questions well. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star is based on a 19th century English poem written by Jane Taylor. Now let's talk about stars. Stars are giant, bright spheres of plasma, a superheated gas threaded with a magnetic field. Stars are born within the clouds of dust and scattered throughout mist galaxies. An example is called Orion Nebula. Our Sun, which is one of them, is the closest to Earth. Astronomy, the study of the heavenly bodies, may be the most ancient of the sciences. The invention of the telescope and the discovery of the laws of motion and gravity in the 17th century prompted the realization that stars were just like the sun, all obeying at the same time of physics. It explained that stars have properties based on the initial activity we did. When we look at the night sky, we see thousands of stars. In reality, there are approximately 400 billion stars in our galaxy, and there are about 170 billion galaxies. A person can see only about 3,000 stars on the average. These stars differ in many ways. We see stars of different sizes, brightness, and color. The first characteristic is brightness. The most notable characteristics of a star, which may depend on a two variable, distance and absolute brightness. The apparent brightness depends on how far away a star is from the Earth or as seen from Earth. Let's take a look at Sirius and Rigel to illustrate the effect of distance to apparent brightness. Compared to the Sun, the Sirius is about 27 times as powerful as the Sun, but Rigel has the power of many thousands of suns. In terms of distance, the Earth, Rigel is almost 100 times farther away than Sirius. In terms of apparent brightness, Sirius is about twice as bright as Rigel. Sirius looks very bright when viewed from Earth because it is closer to Earth. The second is the absolute brightness or actual brightness. It is the brightness if all stars were the same standard distant from Earth. Next characteristic is the color. It depends on the surface temperature and varies with size and ages. The cooler star seems to be reddish because it radiates energy in the red to infrared region of spectrum. The hotter stars seem to be bluish to white because it emits energy in the blue to ultraviolet wavelengths. The temperature of a star's photosphere can also be assumed from its color. Blue stars emit redder and orange light than blue and violet light. Hot stars emit more blue and violet light than red and orange light. Next characteristic of star is the size. It is based in terms of the radius of the sun, also called solar radius. As the mass of the star increases, its size will also increase, affecting the color, star's luminosity, and rate of fusion of hydrogen to form helium. This shows the size of the sun, the closest star to Earth, as compared to some other stars that we see at night. As we can see, the sun is so small compared to other nearby stars. Also, Sirius, which appear bigger than Rigel, is actually very small compared to Rigel. It appears larger only because it is closer to us. Stars can be classified as dwarf, giant, or supergiant. Stars that are more luminous than giants are referred to as supergiants and hypergiants. A hot, luminous main sequence star may also be referred to as a giant, but any main sequence star is properly called a dwarf no matter how large and luminous it is. A dwarf star is a star of relatively small size and low luminosity. Most main sequence stars are dwarf stars. The Sun is a 4.5 billion-year-old yellow dwarf star, a hot glowing ball of hydrogen and helium at the center of our solar system. It's about 93 million miles or 150 million kilometers from Earth and it's our solar system's only star. Without the sun's energy, life as we know it could not exist on our own home planet. A giant star is a star with substantially larger radius and luminosity than a main sequence or dwarf star of the same surface temperature. Supergiants are the most massive stars. Supergiants can have masses from 10 to 70 solar masses and brightness from 30,000 up to hundreds of thousand times the solar luminosity. Supergiants are among the most massive and most luminous stars. The temperature ranges of supergiant stars spans from about 3,400 Kelvin to over 20,000 Kelvin. Stars are composed of hydrogen, which is 60 to 80%, helium 16 to 36%, and traces of oxygen, neon, carbon, and nitrogen, which is 4%. We are now done discussing about the characteristics of stars. Let's have this picture. What do you notice about the image? Do you see any patterns? Let us do this activity entitled Let's Get Connected. All you have to do is connect the dots to build a constellation and figure out which one you are looking at. In the comment section, type the letter of your answer. Your time starts now. Time's up. If your answer is A, you are correct. Next, the second one. Time's up. If your answer is B, you are correct. And the last one. You may type your answer in the comment section. Time is up. If your answer is A, you are correct. When you got all the correct answers, then you are a star. Stars from an identifiable pattern in the sky or imaginary group of stars are known as constellations. The constellation should be distinguished from asterism. Asterisms are forms or shapes of stars that are not related to known constellations. Observers in ancient times also imagined a group of stars that form pictures of animals, objects, and people. Let us use a picture of the Earth to depict the North and South hemispheres. Depending on their location, people in different nations view different constellations. Let's have this activity. You will guess the names of the constellations that can be found in the northern and southern hemispheres of our planet in this activity. You have 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Your time starts now. Time is up. If your answer is Draco, you are correct. Draco, a constellation in the northern hemisphere that was named for a dragon. In Greek mythology, Draco means dragon in Latin. For the second picture, you have 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Your time starts now. Time is up. If your answer is Ursa Major, you are correct. In the Latin, Ursus means bear, while in Greek the word is arctos. Hence the name Arctic bearish, which describes the far northern region of the Earth where the constellation of the Ursa Major or the greater she-bear dominates. For the next picture, you have 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Your time starts now. Time is up. If your answer is Cassiopeia, you are correct. Cassiopeia is a constellation in the northern sky named after the vain queen Cassiopeia, mother of Andromeda, in Greek mythology, who boasted about her unrivaled beauty. Next picture, you have 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Your time starts now. Time is up. If your answer is Phoenix, you are correct. Phoenix constellation lies in the southern sky. It was named after the phoenix, the mythical bird that rises from its own ashes. If you were able to guess all the constellations, you did a great job. These are the other constellations that can be found in northern and southern hemisphere. Many of these constellations have names that can be traced back to early Babylonians and Greek civilizations, but nearly all cultures have different names for the constellations. For example, the The Greeks called the large constellation Orion, which means hunter, and is prominent in the night sky all over the world during winter. Early Filipinos visualized the same group of stars as balati, a trap used in hunting wild pigs. Christian Filipinos named the three stars Orion's belt Tatlong Maria or Tres Marias. By observing sun's movement and position in the sky, we can tell what time of the day it is. When it seems to rise in the east, it is morning. When it is above us, it is noon. When it seems to move towards the west, it is afternoon. At night, stars are used to tell the time, just like the sun. Stars also seem to move from east to west. Polaris is very close to the North Celestial Pole, making it the current northern pole star. Because it lies nearly in a direct line with the axis of the Earth's rotation above the North Pole, Polaris stands almost motionless in the sky, and all the stars of the northern sky appear to rotate around it. In Metro Manila, when you face North Polaris, which is 11.30 from the horizon, it's seen at around 15 degrees due to atmospheric refraction. In some parts of the country, for example, southern Philippines, it would be very difficult to locate Polaris since starlights near the horizon are washed out by lights lit by men and or obstructed by man-made or topographical structure and or trees. To check your understanding, let's do this activity entitled Choose Me Activity. Just choose the correct answer and type it on the comment section. Number 1. The sun revolves or rotates on its own axis. You have 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Your time starts now. Time's up. If your answer is rotates, you are correct. Next, 1 year is equivalent to 1 complete rotation, evolution of the sun around the sun. You have 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Your time starts now. Time is up. If your answer is revolution, you are correct. Third, the Polaris is the brightest star in constellation Ursa Major, Ursa Minor. You have 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Your time starts now. Time is up. If your answer is Ursa Minor, you are correct. Next, the Big Dipper is a constellation, an asterism. You have 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Your time starts now. Time's up. If your answer is an asterism, you are correct. And for the last number, the constellation Pisces changes position during a night because of the A, rotation of the Earth on its own axis, B, rotation of Pisces on its own axis. You can type in the correct letter in the comment section. Your time starts now. Time's up. If your answer is A, rotation of the Earth on its own axis, you are correct. If you got all the correct answers, then you are a star. Congratulations. To sum it up, stars are giant bright spheres of plasma, a superheated gas threaded with a magnetic field. The characteristics of stars are brightness, color, surface temperature, size, and composition. Constellations of stars form an identifiable pattern in the sky. Asterisms are forms or shapes of stars that are not related to known constellations. These are the constellations in the northern hemispheres and the southern hemisphere. And remember, constellations can be seen depending on your location. For homework, kindly answer the assessment on page 31 in your module. This is the latest update from Pag-asa, calendar of astronomical events for March 2022. Thank you, grade 9 learners, for your active participation in our discussion. This has been Ma'am Diane Tiamu, your live streaming teacher. God bless you all.